There we go. Hello and welcome to I Can't Say It, day 255. Have you ever wondered what happens right before I hit the record button? Well, I open up the app to YouTube and then I look at some of the videos that are listed there. And recently they've been showing Queen and West Wing, and so I watched like a 4 or 5 minute video of West Wing, and they just showed the ending of the Stackhouse filibuster episode. And when you watch it, it's like, wow, this is TV from 15, 20 years ago? No, it has to be about 10 to 15 years. And the way things have changed since then still brings a little tear to your eye when, just because of the way of Adam Sorkin's storytelling, and you just sort of go, he does tell a good story. And I guess in addition to that, you've got the actors who can act out and play the parts of the West Wing. And it makes you wonder how close our current administration is in behaviors and attitudes towards the people that we've seen in the West Wing, or any other presidential administration for that matter. Yes, the West Wing was a TV show where it was written by different writers, and so may not reflect accurately what goes on in the West Wing, but it paints a picture of one possible way that it might go. Yes, there's an infinite number of possibilities in terms of behaviors that you can see and people that you might get in the West Wing. And it just makes you wonder. I mean, we've got Carl Bernstein, book Fear, coming out now, portraying the White House as completely dysfunctional. And they address that in the West Wing, having a dysfunctional White House. But they had a strong leader. When we look at the president now, I do not see a strong leader. I don't know that I saw President Obama as being a strong leader either. So maybe we just see the public persona that they project on the TV and not necessarily their leadership skills. So the question then becomes, how do you define leadership? And when I took a leadership class long time ago, the professor's answer was, it depends. And it's like, great, that's just the answer you want to hear. It depends. I mean, yes, because you've got to have different types of leaders. We've had Adolf Hitler. He was a leader, and people followed him. Who else was a leader? Franklin Roosevelt might have been a leader to the people of the United States during the Depression and World War II. Who else are good leaders? I guess Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Jack Welch. All leaders. They led companies. People followed them. People wanted to join their companies because they wanted to be part of something successful, I would guess. Or maybe they just wanted a job. Or maybe they wanted a job where they could be successful, or be a part of something that's successful. You never know the motivation for why people do what they do. But what does it take to be a good leader? Hard to say. It really does depend. Because I don't know that I've had many. I have to think about my bosses. And I know I've learned things from each of them. But would I say that they were good leaders? Well, if they end up watching this video, they're going to find out that I am still uncertain as to whether they are good leaders. Perhaps I should spend a little bit of time thinking about what makes a good leader. And a leader doesn't have to be a manager. A leader could be anybody, but somebody that they're willing to follow. So let's see. If I were to think about it, somebody who's a good leader. Does the person have to know a lot? Well, it depends. I really do respect people who know a great deal of information about stuff, because it can influence their decision on how to make a decision. Because leaders have to make decisions all the time, and good decision making is a big part of it. recognizing when a decision made is wrong, recognizing your mistakes and moving on. What else? Gaining support from those around you. That one's a big one. That is the one that keeps me out of the leadership category, because I don't try hard enough to do that. Time for some self-reflection here. And I admit that, and it's probably something that I should be working on. Yeah, maybe I'm going to have to talk about leadership a little bit more after doing just a little bit of research. But it got me thinking before about, I was thinking earlier in the day, but there was a time when you were out trying to learn things and saying, well, what's this? What's this? What's this? The oomph to go out and try to learn something new, something different. And I haven't had that urge lately, and I sort of miss it. So I'm thinking that maybe tomorrow is going to be one of those days where I try to do that, where I'm going to say, you know what, it is time to push myself, not to do things harder or faster, but smarter, and to, say to myself, what am I going to do differently? What can I do differently? What can I broaden myself? What can I extend my reach? And yes, it could be leadership and trying to get buy-in into situations. That is one possibility. Lots of things just go through your head during the day. And while that's probably what I'm going to go through my head tomorrow. So let's see if I can find my leadership book. It's around here. Not sure where. Somewhere. But I'm going to finish with that. A lot of open thoughts, just because it's one of those days. All right, so I did ride my bike into work. I'll talk about that. Today was San Jose's trail count day, where they count the number of users on all of its trails to determine, where people are using the trails the most. And so I think I was counted 3 times, because I saw 3 stations. And then I submitted the online survey, which was, pretty straightforward. And I gave my constructive comments about the trails that are used in San Jose. And let's hope that they expand that into more, because I know they're looking at 100 miles of trails, and we're currently at 60. So that's pretty exciting. And I use the trails 4 times a week, so I'm pretty stoked about the possibility of them building another 5-mile extension of the Guadalupe River Trail. Pretty exciting. Woohoo! Anyway, with that, I'm going to wish you all a pleasant evening. I'm going to head off to bed because it's after 11, and I hope to see you all tomorrow, Thursday the 13th.